Are you guarding this?
Yeah.
But on this day, I was just looking for a place to escape. Then it hit me. In this tower lived a girl who'd been there a very long time.
I'm prepared to offer you a deal.
Deal?
Tangled is a vibrant, animated feature that reimagines a classic fairy tale through a modern lens, blending romance, comedy, adventure, and musical spectacle into a single flowing experience. The film stands out as a turning point for its studio, embracing cutting-edge computer animation while deliberately preserving the warmth, charm, and expressive quality traditionally associated with hand-drawn fairy tales. From its opening moments, the story establishes a whimsical yet emotionally grounded tone, inviting the audience into a world of glowing lanterns, hidden towers, and characters driven as much by longing and fear as by destiny. The narrative balances fairy tale magic with human vulnerability, making the story feel timeless while remaining accessible to contemporary audiences. At its core, the film draws inspiration from the tale of Rapunzel, but it does not simply retell the story in a familiar way. Instead, it expands the premise into a broader coming-of-age journey centered on identity, freedom, and self-discovery. The film explores what it means to grow up, sheltered from the world, and the courage required to step beyond fear into the unknown. Humor is woven into nearly every interaction, often undercutting moments of tension and allowing the characters to feel approachable and real. This blend of sincerity and wit gives the film a distinctive personality that appeals equally to children and adults. The production itself represents a major creative investment, combining advanced lighting techniques with painterly textures inspired by classic storybook illustrations. The visual style is rich and luminous, particularly in scenes illuminated by warm candlelight or floating lanterns drifting across the night sky. These artistic choices reinforce the emotional core of the story, using light and color to reflect hope, confinement, wonder, and liberation. The animators paid close attention to hair physics, facial expressions, and body language, ensuring that even quiet moments communicate character growth without relying solely on dialogue. The central character is Rapunzel, a spirited and endlessly curious young woman with extraordinarily long golden hair that possesses magical healing properties. Despite spending her life confined to a secluded tower, she is far from naïve or passive. She fills her days with creativity, painting murals, reading, cooking, and dreaming of the outside world. Her defining trait is an internal conflict between obedience and desire, as she struggles to reconcile the fear instilled in her with an unshakable pull toward independence. Her journey is not just about escaping a tower, but about learning to trust her own instincts and voice. Opposite her is Flynn Rider, a charming outlaw with a carefully constructed persona built on confidence, humor, and self-interest. Initially motivated by survival and personal gain, he serves as both a catalyst and a mirror for Rapunzel's transformation. As the story unfolds, layers of his character are gradually revealed, exposing vulnerability, regret, and a longing for redemption. His arc parallels Rapunzel's in meaningful ways, emphasizing themes of reinvention and the possibility of choosing a better path, regardless of one's past. The emotional tension of the story is largely driven by Mother Gothel, a manipulative figure who presents herself as a caring guardian while secretly exploiting Rapunzel's magic to preserve her own youth. She is not portrayed as overtly monstrous, but rather as emotionally controlling and psychologically damaging, making her an especially unsettling antagonist. Her use of guilt, fear, and conditional affection adds a layer of realism to the conflict, grounding the fantasy in relatable emotional dynamics. This nuanced portrayal elevates the stakes of Rapunzel's escape and underscores the importance of recognizing toxic relationships. Supporting characters enrich the narrative with humor and heart, including a loyal palace horse with an unexpectedly strong sense of justice and a silent chameleon companion whose expressive reactions provide visual comedy throughout the film. These characters add levity without distracting from the central emotional journey, serving as both allies and subtle commentators on the unfolding events. Their presence reinforces the theme that companionship can take many forms, and that loyalty often comes from unexpected places. The plot unfolds as Rapunzel's curiosity about the mysterious floating lanterns she sees every year on her birthday becomes impossible to ignore. When Flynn stumbles into her tower while fleeing with a stolen crown, fate intervenes, offering Rapunzel an opportunity she has long dreamed of. She strikes a bargain, agreeing to return the crown if he takes her to see the lanterns up close. This decision marks the first true act of independence in her life, setting in motion a journey filled with wonder, danger, and self-realization. As the pair travel through forests, villages, and hidden hideouts, the world beyond the tower is revealed as both beautiful and intimidating. Rapunzel experiences joy and guilt simultaneously, torn between excitement and the fear that she has betrayed the only authority she has ever known. These emotional swings are portrayed with honesty and humor, capturing the complexity of stepping into adulthood. Flynn, meanwhile, begins to question his own motivations as he witnesses Rapunzel's innocence and determination, slowly shedding the false identity he has relied on for protection. One of the most memorable sequences occurs when the characters enter a rough tavern, filled with intimidating figures, only to discover that each has a dream as gentle and unlikely as Rapunzel's own. This moment reinforces the film's central message that people are more than their appearances and that dreams connect individuals across vastly different backgrounds. It also deepens the bond between the protagonists as trust begins to replace suspicion. The lantern scene itself serves as the emotional and visual climax of the film's first half, encapsulating hope, love, and the beauty of shared dreams. Surrounded by thousands of glowing lights drifting across the water, Rapunzel finally sees the symbol that has fueled her longing for years. The scene is quiet, intimate, and profoundly moving, emphasizing emotion over spectacle despite its breathtaking scale. It marks a turning point in her understanding of herself and her feelings toward Flynn. As the story progresses, secrets are revealed and loyalties are tested. Rapunzel begins to piece together the truth about her past, recognizing symbols and memories that contradict everything she has been told. This realization empowers her, allowing her to confront manipulation with clarity and courage. Flynn's own past comes to light as well, reframing his choices and solidifying his commitment to protect Rapunzel, even at great personal cost. The final act brings the narrative full circle, returning to the tower for a confrontation that is as emotional as it is dramatic. Rapunzel's decision to sacrifice her own freedom to save someone she loves demonstrates how far she has grown from the sheltered girl at the beginning of the film. The resolution affirms that true love is not about possession or fear, but about mutual respect and selflessness. The ending restores balance not only to the kingdom, but to the character's sense of identity and belonging. The cast brings these characters to life with performances that balance humor, sincerity, and emotional depth. Rapunzel's voice performance captures both youthful enthusiasm and growing confidence, while Flynn's delivery blends comedic timing with genuine vulnerability. Mother Gothel's voice performance is particularly notable for its smooth, deceptively warm tone that masks underlying menace. Together, the cast creates a dynamic interplay that elevates the script and enhances the emotional impact of each scene. Musically, The film uses songs to advance character development rather than simply provide spectacle. The musical numbers express longing, conflict, and hope, reinforcing the narrative themes in a way that feels organic rather than intrusive. The score supports both intimate character moments and large-scale adventure, shifting seamlessly between playful melodies and sweeping orchestration. Music becomes another storytelling tool, guiding the audience through emotional highs and lows. The release of the film marked an important moment as it arrived during a period when animated fairy tales were being re-examined and modernized for new generations. Its debut was met with strong audience enthusiasm, driven by its humor, visual beauty, and emotionally resonant story. The promotional material highlighted its adventurous tone and romantic elements, positioning it as both a family film and a broader cinematic experience. The trailer emphasized action, comedy, and music, while teasing the mystery behind Rapunzel's identity without revealing key plot twists. Over time, the film has maintained a strong cultural presence, often praised for its redefinition of a traditional princess narrative. Rapunzel is frequently cited as a character who embodies independence, creativity, and emotional intelligence rather than passive idealism. The film's influence can be seen in later animated features that prioritize character agency and nuanced relationships over simple archetypes. Ultimately, Tangled succeeds because it combines technical innovation with heartfelt storytelling. It respects the roots of fairy tale tradition while confidently stepping into modern themes of self-discovery and empowerment. The story's emotional honesty, memorable characters, and striking visuals ensure that it continues to resonate long after its release. It is not just a tale about escaping a tower, but about finding the courage to claim one's own life, making it a lasting and meaningful entry in animated cinema.